Hey everybody, you're watching
Call the Corn Star.
If you're even slightly interested in farming or just want to watch a 21-year-old farmer get some stuff done, you're in the right place. While I'm talking about it and you're thinking about it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. If you guys enjoy my content and want to support me, the biggest thing you can do is just hit the like button. Thanks, guys. Dad and I are going to check the oil and the water here on the 2745. We're going to bring this and the grain vac over to another farm where we have 2 more bins that are full of corn, and we're going to get those vacked out. A pretty big rag there, Dad.
I don't waste anything. It's like a chicken bone. You eat it down till there's no meat on the chicken. There's a big net on the back side, a big net that loosens that big pulley, and then you take another wrench on the side, and then you got to tighten the alternator belt again because they're now loose, but it is pretty loose. Okay, while we're home there, I can try to tighten that up quick. Hate to have them spin off, so I'll pump that thing for you.
It's not always a perfect world like we want it to be. So with this tractor here, the 2745, we have to use ether to start it, even during the summertime. We think either something is up with the injector pump or where there's the primer for fuel that is leaking some air into the system. But with an injector pump, we could easily drop $1,500 to $2,000 into this tractor, and it might not even fix the problem. That's one of those things when you're dealing with 40-year-old equipment, you know, it's kind of a toss-up. So no, not a big fan of running a ton of ether through it. We don't really run this tractor that much, but it's what we do to get it started. That's bad, jeez. Both of these bins are just like this. They are going to be retired as soon as we get them emptied. They've been needing to be retired for several years now, but they're just getting to the point where they're plain unsafe. Can't forget the cart. Gonna get this bin empty first. This one's about half full, and that one's full. Corn's been in these bins for 2 years now. Last summer, my grandpa was getting sick, and so we just didn't have the time to come down here because we wanted to spend time with him before he passed away. So that's why the corn has been in these bins for so long. But there should be about 5,000 bushels of corn in these 2 bins. Pretty tight fit getting through here. Both of the carts are full now, so we just gotta wait for Ronnie to come back in the morning, and hopefully he can get 2 loads tomorrow. And then I think one of his drivers named Brad might also be able to get 2 loads. So that'd be really nice if we could get 4 loads out tomorrow. Right now, this bin and that bin back there are only 2 bins here that have corn in them. We want to get everything empty before harvest. That way we'll have plenty of room to get our crops in. Even though we don't have enough storage to store all of our grain, here we want to be able to store as much as we can. Storing your grain at a grain elevator can get very expensive very quickly, so we're very fortunate to be able to store a majority of our crop. 2-year-old corn is definitely dusty. Ended up emptying the case. That's the one that's got the boogered up end of the auger spout, and it left a nice little spill pile here. We're gonna get that fixed because I'm pretty irritated about this, not gonna lie. Time to toss my $1 worth of corn in there. Time to fix this. Nothing a pipe wrench, some garden hose, and Daddy Cornstar can't fix. I don't think that crack's supposed to be there. This part right here gets pulled on by this cylinder, and that's what causes the auger to fold up. So right now when this cylinder contracts, there's nothing holding this here, and so that just spins. Oh yeah, look at this. Got a nail in the tire too. I'm gonna bring the John Deere down to those 2 leaning bends, and then we're gonna get another grain cart full, and then we'll bring that back up here. Dad's gonna go in and order the part for that other grain cart so we can get working on that as soon as possible. Gonna check the oil and stuff in this 2745 quick, then we'll get her warmed up and we'll start backing. Dad's filling up Brad right now, and then he's gonna run into the parts store and get the parts for that grain cart. That tractor's low on engine oil, so I gotta wait for Dad to come bring me some, because I, being a super smart person like I am, just completely forgot to even think about bringing some extra engine oil with me. What's new?
It's good.
Now I got the long haul back home. Looks like Brad's back. Dad went in and ordered the new part. He picked it up for 38 bucks. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're bringing that cart down to the main heated shop. That way we can get everything ground down where it needs to be. And we're gonna try to fix the hitch while we're here too. Well, you can tell Cooper's been mowing. Now we're gonna test our patience and our mechanical abilities that we don't really have, but like to think we do.
Well, the hitch must be about 300 pounds.
He's got the new hitch here in his hands, so we're gonna take out this bolt. There's a bolt up here, and then pound that out, and then put this one in. Hopefully this is the right one. Dad's on the phone at the moment, so I can't put that thing in by myself, but I think it's too big and it's not gonna fit. I guess there's multiple ones that can go with this, and this one's too big. The old shaft in here is 2.5 inches wide, and this new one's 3 inches. So while we wait for him to get done with his 30-minute phone call, I'm gonna get this piece off so that way when the new one comes in, we can put it on. I took a welding jacket to cover up the cylinder here so that way I don't scar up that cylinder. I think I can just take the grinder and cut this off. Take this piece off here. It's got one pin to take off at that side. And I'm gonna grind that all smooth so then they can put a new one on. And we're gonna let a professional weld that because that's not something I wanna mess up on accident. That could be real expensive if that weld breaks because that holds up the auger. That actually looks pretty good. Guaranteed not to leak till we use it. Dad called in about this hitch here. Come to find out, the one we got ordered was one that came for a cart without a scale, and apparently this cart used to have a scale on it back in the day, so it has a different hitch. We would really like to use this cart before that stuff comes in because it might take a few days. So what we're gonna try to do is take a piece of steel in here, pull it up to here, weld this in after we drill a hole through it, of course. But you can see how this is cracking out. I'm really surprised that didn't break prior to this. But it's also cracking on the sides. This weld job isn't gonna be anything we're gonna be pulling this cart down the road with. This is just for around the bend site there, so it doesn't fall off in a terrible spot. Should be strong enough if we weld it to just pull it around there, but definitely won't be going down the road or anything. New parts are on the way, but won't be here for a few days. I would have guessed that this was only a $38 piece. We always break the really expensive stuff. We're in luck today. I'm doing every farmer's second favorite job behind cleaning grain bins, and that's bookwork. I got all my canceled checks here from the bank and all my computer stuff behind me. So what I'm gonna do is go through all these canceled checks. I'm gonna input them into an Excel file that I made. And then this is gonna show where we have all of our expenses, all of our income, and we're gonna track everything for our fiscal year. And then we'll know how we're doing for the year money-wise. Not only is this information important to us as farmers to know how our business is doing as a whole, it's important for our bankers because then we know what kind of loans we can get on things. If a piece of ground comes up for sale, we know what we can afford. If we need to buy new equipment, we know what kind of financing we can get on those deals. So that's why we're wanting to track these things as close as possible. So that way we have a really good idea of our entire financial situation as a whole. Not gonna lie, it's really easy to put this stuff on the back burner. So I have 6 months worth of papers to go through. So probably a good 2.5 hours a month. So I'm gonna be sitting here for a little while. Hello? Why, yes, I would be willing to accept a free $1 million. Okay, I really need to get this done. I'm starting to go a little stir crazy. You know what this means? It's time to fill up some more corn. Once we get that filled, then Brad should be back in a while, and then we'll dump that on him. This bin's getting closer to getting empty, and the hopper bottom is getting closer to getting empty. And then once those are empty, we'll be out of corn. Until it's time to harvest, of course, but then we can focus on some other projects in the meantime.